Explorer X here. And now once again time to discover some truly terrifying creatures of folklore from around the world. I hope you aren't watching this in the dark. Ashioni. Ashioni is a giant, demonic ox from Japanese folklore that is said to dwell in the mountains and prey on humans. It is often depicted as having sharp horns, a long tongue, and a human face. According to legend, Ashioni is almost impossible to escape once it has caught its prey, as it is incredibly strong and fast. One story tells of a group of travelers who encountered an Ashioni while on a journey through the mountains. Despite their best efforts to run away, the Ashioni caught up with them and dragged them back to its lair, where it devoured them one by one. The Ashioni is often depicted in Japanese art and literature as a fearsome and powerful creature, and is sometimes associated with natural disasters or other acts of destruction. It is said to have a putrid smell, like rotten meat or decay. Some legends say that Ashioni can shape-shift into the form of a human, and that it uses this ability to lure its victims close before revealing its true form. In some stories, Ashioni is said to be able to control the weather, causing storms and other natural disasters. It is also said to have a powerful aura that can cause fear and panic in those who come too close. Manananggal. The Manananggal is a female monster from Philippine folklore that is said to prey on pregnant women and their unborn babies. It is described as being able to detach its upper body from its lower half and fly into the night in search of prey. According to legend, the Manananggal is vulnerable when it is in its separate parts, as its lower half cannot move on its own. One story tells of a Manananggal who terrorized a small village, preying on pregnant women and their unborn children. The villagers eventually discovered the Manananggal's weakness and were able to defeat it by finding and destroying its lower half. In Philippine culture, the Manananggal is often depicted as a sinister and malevolent figure, and is sometimes used as a metaphor for betrayal or deceit. It is said to have a putrid smell, like rotten eggs or sulfur. In some versions of the legend, the Manananggal is said to be able to transform into other animals, such as a bat or a bird, in order to sneak up on its prey. It is also said to be vulnerable to garlic and holy water, which can repel or weaken it. Some people believe that the Manananggal is the result of a curse or a spell, and can be passed down from mother to daughter. Bai Ze. Bai Ze is a giant, white, lion-like beast from Chinese folklore that is known for its intelligence and ability to speak. It is often depicted with a single horn on its head and a long, snake-like tail. According to legend, the Yellow Emperor summoned Bai Ze to help him classify and understand the various creatures of the world. Bai Ze is said to have compiled a book of knowledge containing the characteristics and behavior of every creature known to man, which became a valuable resource for the Yellow Emperor and his successors. In Chinese mythology, Bai Ze is often portrayed as a wise and helpful creature, and is sometimes invoked as a protector or guardian. It is said to have a pleasant smell, like flowers or incense. In some stories, Bai Ze is said to have the ability to transform into any animal or creature it desires, making it nearly impossible to catch or defeat. It is also said to be able to communicate with ghosts and other supernatural beings, and to have access to hidden knowledge and secrets. Some people believe that Bai Ze has the power to bring good luck and fortune to those who are kind to it, but can also bring disaster to those who harm or disrespect it. Baba Yaga is a figure from Russian folklore who is known for her love of mischief and trickery. She is often depicted as a hag with long, unkempt hair, a sharp nose, and iron teeth. Baba Yaga is said to live in a hut that stands on chicken legs and is surrounded by a fence made of bones. According to legend, Baba Yaga is a powerful and dangerous figure who can grant wishes to those who are brave enough to seek her out, but she is also known to be unpredictable and capricious. Some say that she has the ability to transform into a variety of animals, such as a chicken, a goose, or a frog, and can fly through the air on a giant mortar and pestle. Despite her fearsome reputation, Baba Yaga is also sometimes depicted as a wise and powerful sorceress, with the ability to see the future and offer counsel to those in need. In some legends, Baba Yaga is said to be able to grant immortality, or eternal youth to those who please her. It is also said that she has a fondness for gold and precious jewels, and will sometimes trade them for favors or services. Some people believe that Baba Yaga has the ability to see into the future, and that she can predict events and outcomes with great accuracy. Chupacabra. The Chupacabra is a creature from Puerto Rican folklore that is said to attack and drink the blood of livestock, particularly goats. It is described as a reptilian beast with spines or quills running down its back, and is said to have a pronounced jaw and fangs. There have been numerous sightings of the Chupacabra, but most scientists believe it is a hoax or a misidentified animal, such as a wild dog or a coyote with a disease that causes its hair to fall out. Some people believe that the Chupacabra is an otherworldly creature or a genetic experiment gone wrong. It is said to have a strong, musky smell and to make a high-pitched, shrieking noise when it attacks. Some people believe that the Chupacabra is not a physical creature, but rather a supernatural being or a spirit that can possess animals or people. It is also said to have the ability to camouflage itself and blend in with its surroundings, making it difficult to spot or track. Some legends suggest that the Chupacabra can only be defeated by a powerful magician or a skilled hunter who knows its weaknesses. Chimera. The Chimera is a fire-breathing monster from Greek mythology with the body of a lion, the head of a goat, and the tail of a serpent. It was said to be a formidable and terrifying creature, and was feared by people throughout the ancient world. According to legend, the Chimera terrorized the city of Lycia, causing widespread destruction and death. It was eventually defeated by the hero Bellerophon, who rode into battle on the back of the winged horse Pegasus. The Chimera is often depicted in Greek art and literature as a symbol of chaos and destruction. It is said to have a sulfurous smell, like burning brimstone. In some versions of the legend, the Chimera is said to have the wings of an eagle, in addition to its lion's body and goat's head. It is also said to be immune to most weapons and unable to be killed by ordinary means. Some stories suggest that the Chimera can only be defeated by a hero or warrior who is aided by a powerful divine being or magical weapon. An Alp is a type of malevolent spirit or demon in Germanic folklore, typically depicted as a malevolent nocturnal creature that preys on humans, especially children, while they sleep. The Alp is often depicted as a shapeshifter, able to take on the form of various animals, particularly a wolf or a bat. Some stories describe the Alp as a kind of incubus, a male demon believed to visit women in their sleep, causing nightmares or sexually assaulting them. A Banshee is a female spirit in Irish and Scottish folklore, believed to be an omen of death. The Banshee is often depicted as a ghostly woman who wails or keens to warn of impending death, usually in the form of a mournful cry or lament. In some stories, the Banshee is described as a fairy or other supernatural being who is attached to a particular family or clan, and whose wailing signals the death of a member of that family or clan. Some accounts depict the Banshee as a woman with long, flowing hair and a white or gray dress, while others describe her as having a more ghostly or spectral appearance. Some less well-known facts about Alps and Banshees include the following. In some stories, the Alp is said to be able to possess people or animals, causing them to behave erratically or violently. Some accounts describe the Banshee as having a supernatural ability to predict or foretell death, while others depict her as simply being a messenger or warning of death. In some traditions, the Alp is said to be able to take on the form of a person, and may even be able to impersonate a person's loved ones in order to gain their trust and do them harm. In some stories, the Banshee is said to be able to take on the form of an animal, such as a bird or a deer, and may be associated with certain animals or birds that are believed to be omens of death. In some traditions, the Alp is believed to be able to drain the life force or vitality of its victims, causing them to become weak or sickly. Some accounts depict the Banshee as being able to appear in the dreams of those who are about to die, or to visit the homes of those who are near death in order to warn them of their impending demise. Now, for those of you who stuck around, here's a bonus. I personally think these are more dangerous. Leave a comment on what you think may be more powerful. Leviathan is a creature that is mentioned in the Hebrew Bible, and is often depicted as a sea monster or dragon. The word Leviathan is derived from the Hebrew word Leviathan, which means twisted or coiled. In the Bible, the Leviathan is described as a large, terrifying creature that lives in the sea and is associated with chaos and destruction. According to the biblical accounts, the Leviathan is a formidable and powerful creature that is difficult to conquer. It is described as having strong, impenetrable skin and sharp teeth, and is said to be able to breathe fire. Some interpretations of the Leviathan see it as a metaphor for evil or chaos, while others see it as a more literal depiction of a powerful and fearsome sea monster. Jormungandr, also known as the Midgard serpent or the world serpent, is a giant serpent or dragon that appears in Norse mythology. According to the Norse myths, Jormungandr is the offspring of the god Loki and the giantess Angerboda. It is said that Jormungandr was so large that it could encircle the entire world, holding its own tail in its mouth, and that it was so venomous that its poison could kill anything that it touched. Jormungandr is often depicted as a symbol of chaos and destruction, and is said to be a major player in the final battle of Ragnarok, the Norse apocalypse. In the myths, Jormungandr is said to be defeated by the god Thor, who strikes it with his hammer and kills it, but not before the serpent unleashes its poison, causing great destruction and death. However, some versions of the myth suggest that Jormungandr will be resurrected after Ragnarok and will continue to fight against the gods in the new world that emerges from the destruction. Leviathan. In some traditions, the Leviathan is seen as a symbol of evil or chaos, and is associated with the forces of darkness and destruction. In some Jewish and Christian traditions, the Leviathan is seen as a metaphor for the powers of the world that are opposed to God or goodness. In some Jewish legends, the Leviathan is said to be a giant fish or sea monster, while in others it is depicted as a dragon or serpent. In the Middle Ages, the Leviathan was often depicted in art and literature as a fearsome sea monster with sharp teeth and scales, and was often associated with the dangers of the ocean. Some medieval writers saw the Leviathan as a metaphor for the power of the state or the church, and used the image of the Leviathan to symbolize the need for order and control in society. Jormungandr. In Norse mythology, Jormungandr is often depicted as a giant serpent or dragon that lives in the sea and is associated with chaos and destruction. According to the myths, Jormungandr is so large that it can encircle the entire world, holding its own tail in its mouth, and is so venomous that its poison can kill anything it touches. Jormungandr is often seen as a symbol of the forces of chaos and destruction that will ultimately bring about the end of the world in the Norse apocalypse, Ragnarok. In some stories, Jormungandr is depicted as being the offspring of the god Loki and the giantess Angerboda, and is said to be one of the 3 children that Loki fathered with Angerboda. The other 2 children are the wolf Fenrir and the goddess Hel. Some interpretations of the myth see Jormungandr as a metaphor for the destructive power of nature, while others see it as a more literal depiction of a giant sea serpent or dragon. If you like this, consider subscribing to be alerted of new content. I have a lot more coming your way. This is just the beginning.